But
I think
me and Dick have had our debates on Europe before, and he's very pro-Europe, and I'm sort of anti-Europe in a sense. The reality of it all is that a lot of people want to pull out of Europe because of all sorts of reasons: immigration,
climate change,
change, funds that we have to pump into Europe,
human rights.
But why? To me, I don't understand why Why is it different if we're ruled by a political class in Westminster that are British?
Yeah.
How is that different from being ruled by a political class in Brussels that's a mixture of different nations?
Yeah.
Where the problem is we're still being ruled by a political class of people,
Yeah.
It's like you said. You've got earls and toffs being voted in all over. If you think
Nigel Farage, listen to him, for Christ's sake. Just because he has a pint and a fag doesn't make him working class. He's as upper class as it gets. I think that the thing is the whole migration debate. The big thing, you look down that list that it shows to me, right, is you've got your middle class protest party in the Greens. You've got the Labour that used to be left wing, working class party, isn't anymore. They're all about the squeezed middle. Every other single one on that, all the other 4 or 5, are all right wing parties that are obsessed in one way or another with immigration or migration. And but people are still saying, oh, it's like you can't talk about immigration. UKIP are still campaigning on saying, oh, for too long we've hidden this debate. Well, how can you say the debate's hidden when over half of the candidates that are standing are obsessed with migration?
I think, from my view, we talk about migration too much.
I tell you what, we don't talk about, and this shows it. We don't talk about class. We don't talk about the fact that there's a massive percentage of people at the bottom that are getting royally screwed over. None of those parties there have anything to say about class,
and that's one thing that's a constant. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's something that whatever happens in this country, you can have migration, and that can be migration of working class people from Europe, and you can have migration of upper class people from Europe.
Yeah. I think that the thing you got to remember, you either think one way or the other. If you think that England is a thing in itself, that people are English are different to other people, and that we've got some historical right to the resources in this country, fine, you're going to vote UKIP probably, or one of the other pay limitations. If you think like me that the phrase the working class is international actually means something, it's not just a political slogan. What it means is the poor in every country in the world are treated the same, and it doesn't matter where they're from, it's the same situation. And what we need to do to get across from that is to sort the situation out, not blame the people that have to move to get a job. I've moved from Wiltshire to Bristol to get a job.
Scum!
Basically, yeah. It's exactly the same thing. It was 20 years ago, but how do I fit in that? It's all rubbish in my eyes. It's basically, in order to sort the situation out, you need to sort the situation out. You don't need to keep people out of your area or whatever. You need to sort the situation out. There's enough money for everybody. That's the guilty secret.
Bang! There you go. In-depth view into our views on Europe. The best political analysis on voting in Europe you're going to hear on Mixcloud this week.
From Bristolians. Even though I'm a Wiltshireman, obviously I can't call myself Bristolian.